Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be doing another cookbook review. I think this is my third one of this series. This cookbook's done by someone who has an episode on Chef's Table. He opened up a ramen shop in Japan, which is almost unheard of considering he wasn't native to the country. It turned out to be a great success, and that man is Ivan Orkin. This is the cookbook we're going to be reviewing today, the Gaijin Cookbook. But today we're going to be cooking two dishes from his cookbook. One are his pork and tofu meatballs with buttermilk sauce. I hope you can see that there. And I'm just going to put a quick trigger warning here because this might not be everyone's cup of tea. I've certainly considered it in the past as something that I definitely would not cook. We're going to be making ketchup spaghetti. Now, before I lose some of you, looking into my culture and actually realising that tomato ketchup and pasta is a staple in Japan for salarymen, and it's hugely popular all over the country. So to those I, put down saying ketchup doesn't belong on pasta, I'm sorry. I was wrong, because it does. And, take my word for it, don't. But that's what we're going to be making today, as well as the pork and tofu meatballs. So first we need to make a paste. Grab half an onion. I'm going to cut that into chunks and place into a blending pot. Peel 4 cloves of garlic and place them in with the onion. Then grab 3 inches of ginger. It's about 3 inches, right? And place it in with the garlic and onion. Then add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce with that. Blend that until it's nice and smooth, and then we're gonna grab 2 eggs and place them in with the mixture. If you have a food processor, then use this and put it on a pulse button, but as we don't, we're just gonna blend it for about a couple seconds. Place the mixture into a bowl along with 500 grams of pork mince, 100 grams of panko breadcrumbs, and about 100 grams of tofu. Season with salt and pepper and thoroughly mix. For the meatballs, once it's nicely combined, we're going to cling film them and keep them in the fridge for about 4 hours or overnight if you do them the day before, so they firm up and we can roll them into meatballs. Now we're going to make our sauce. To make our sauce, we're going to need 1 tablespoon of miso, 2 tablespoons of buttermilk, 3 tablespoons of Kewpie mayo. I suggest if you don't have Kewpie mayo, then get it in your cupboard immediately, because it's the best thing ever. If you can't get it, then just use regular mayo as a replacement. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sour cream and half a teaspoon of wasabi paste. Mix that together until it's nicely combined. And now we're going to prep our ingredients for the ketchup pasta or the spaghetti Napolitan. So first we're going to prep the bacon and grab 5 to 6 pieces of bacon and cut them into thin pieces. Once that's done, grab about 100 grams of mushrooms and thinly slice them. Once the mushrooms are cut up, we're going to grab the other half of the onion and chop that into thin slices. You can do this slowly, doesn't have to be as fast as possible. For this recipe, it says to add a couple cloves of garlic and a red bell pepper, but unfortunately I forgot to get those in the supermarket, so we're just going to go without them. But if you do have them, just make sure to add them. And set those ingredients aside. And now for the meatballs. Grab about 100 grams of panko breadcrumbs and place them in a blender until it turns into a nice coarse powder. Heat about 3 inches of oil in a pan and set that to about 180 degrees. Grab some mixture and you're going to want to roll it into about a golf ball size. Once you've done that, just place it into the breadcrumb mixture and just roll so it's nicely coated on the outside. Once the oil has heated up, then drop the meatballs into the oil and fry for about 5 minutes until they turn a nice golden brown colour. Drain them on some kitchen towel and then we're going to plate up. First, grab a spoonful of the sauce that we made earlier, place that onto the plate, put the meatballs on top of the sauce, and then we drizzled on some extra sauce on top of it, topped it with some thinly sliced spring onions, and our shichimi togarashi, which is just our homemade Japanese 7 spice. and enjoy. That. Right, itadakimasu. That's so good. You know, adding that tofu just makes it a bit lighter, you know, instead of just having it all pork. And the sauce that goes with it is so good. In the book, Ivan says that he's tested this recipe so many times, and you can tell because it's phenomenal. I don't know if you can hear that, but that crisp on the outside. Right, let's go on with the pasta. First, heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a pan. Grab the bacon, toss it into the pan, and you're going to want to fry it off until nice and crisp. And you're going to leave half of the bacon fat in the pan, and you can discard the other half. Once you've discarded the other half, we're going to fry our thinly sliced onions in with the bacon fat until they change colour and are nice and soft. Once we've added the mushrooms and they fried off nicely, we're going to add our tomato ketchup. And now you want to fry the tomato ketchup so it loses its shine, as Ivan says in the book. You know, this should take maybe a couple minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. First, place the pasta into the sauce, then add 2 tablespoons of butter and half a cup of pasta water. Remember, pasta water is probably one of the most important things in making pasta sauces, so always make sure that you keep some pasta water on the side, just in case you ever need it. Once we've added the pasta water, we're just going to quickly stir the pasta in with the sauce till it's nicely coated and combined. You want to emulsify the tomato sauce with the butter and the pasta water so it coats the pasta really nicely. And enjoy. So, this traditional Japanese dish requires Tabasco and some grated Italian hard cheese, which has to come in like a little tub like that. That's what you'd find in like most Japanese supermarkets, because Parmesan's quite difficult to get. Sprinkle that on. Right, itadakimasu. Actually bangs, not gonna lie. It's weird, I'm getting like childhood flashbacks of this like specific taste. Who knew ketchup pasta would do that, Ketchup pasta, it's a winner. I'd rate the cookbook a strong 9.2 out of 10. It's accessible for, people who haven't cooked Japanese food before. It has simple dishes, like this, for example. It's different because the dishes you find in the cookbook is not what you'd find in like traditional Japanese cookbooks. It's almost as if Ivan's put like a little twist on it. But I really enjoy it. The cookbook is fantastic. I'll leave a link to it down below if you want to check it out. And I'll see you soon.